Hello, and welcome back to the Earth's Library. Tonight, we are not opening a book, but a vast, frozen archive. We are stepping back in time to a world that lies just beneath our own, a world both familiar and utterly alien. Imagine a planet wrapped in a deep and profound cold, where great sheets of ice, miles thick, stretched across entire continents. Picture a sky, pale and hazy with dust, and beneath it, vast frozen grasslands where towering animals with shaggy coats and curving tusks wandered in immense herds. And in the shadow of this world, imagine our own ancestors, huddled close to precious fires, their hands shaping the first tools, their minds weaving the first great stories of survival. This is the world of the Ice Age, an era that lasted for millions of years and shaped the very ground we walk on today in ways we are still uncovering. But before we step into the deep past, take a moment to arrive in your own quiet present. Settle into your space and feel the stillness of the late hour around you. Our journey will be a slow one, mirroring the pace of the glaciers themselves. So there is no need to rush or to keep track of every detail. You can simply let your mind drift with the story, because the world we are visiting was one where change happened so gradually that entire lifetimes could pass without anyone noticing the world was transforming. The first thing to understand about the Ice Age is that it was not one single unending winter. It was a rhythm, a great slow breath taken by the planet itself. It was a cycle of long, deep freezes, known as glacial periods, followed by shorter, warmer intervals, called interglacials. This pulse was driven by subtle celestial mechanics, a slow wobble in the Earth's spin, a gentle nod in its tilt, and a slight stretching of its long orbit around the Sun. These tiny changes in the amount of sunlight reaching the planet were enough to cause the great ice sheets to grow and then retreat, to make the oceans fall and then rise again, and to cause entire ecosystems to appear and vanish like a slow-motion tide. If this kind of deep, quiet journey through time is something you enjoy, consider subscribing to the Earth's Library and leaving a like on this documentary. It helps us to unearth more of these lost worlds for other curious minds to explore. The story of this lost world is written in the land itself, in the deep layers of ancient ice, and in the bones of the magnificent creatures that roamed its surface. And so, let us begin our walk there, in the heart of the last great glacial period. Let us stand on the edge of the vast frozen plains and watch the incredible animals that called this harsh and beautiful world their home. The world of the last great freeze was a world of immense scale, and the creatures that walked upon it were built to match. To stand on the edge of the great mammoth steppe was to witness a living river of giants, a slow and steady procession of life against a backdrop of endless frozen grass. At the heart of this world were the great herds. Woolly mammoths, cloaked in shaggy coats of hair, moved in long, deliberate lines, their curved tusks sweeping aside the snow to find the dry grasses beneath. Alongside them roamed the stockier mastodons, more suited to the sparse woodlands at the edge of the plains. Vast herds of steppe bison, their heavy shoulders built against the wind, grazed beside wild horses and broad, powerful woolly rhinoceroses. This was the planet's great pasture, a biome larger than any on Earth today, stretching from Europe across Asia and into North America. And where the great herds moved, the great hunters followed. This was a world of fearsome predators, each perfectly adapted to this landscape. Packs of dire wolves, larger and stronger than their modern relatives, trailed the herds with patient endurance. built for the long chase and for crushing bone. The cave lions, some of the largest cats the world has ever seen, likely hunted in coordinated groups, capable of challenging even the most formidable prey. And in the shadows of the tall grasses lurked the most iconic predator of the age, the saber-toothed cat. It was not a creature of speed, but of explosive power. An ambush hunter whose long, curved fangs were blades of polished ivory, designed to deliver a swift and fatal blow. But this world was not only about giants. Beneath the snow, a hidden ecosystem thrived. Rodents like lemmings and voles dug intricate networks of tunnels, safe from the worst of the wind. And Arctic foxes, with coats that turned from brown to white with the seasons, darted across the plains, their survival tied to the great hunts of the larger predators. High above, ravens and vultures circled, waiting patiently for their chance to descend upon a fresh kill. To witness this world was to see a planet in one of its rawest and most magnificent forms. It was a perfectly balanced system of immense life and sudden, violent death. Every creature, from the smallest lemming to the largest mammoth, was a testament to the power of adaptation in a world of ice and wind. And into this epic drama of giants, a new and more fragile creature was just beginning to find its place. Our own human ancestors, who had to learn to survive in the shadow of these magnificent beasts. In this world of giants, cloaked in ice and ruled by predators with teeth like daggers, our own ancestors were a small and fragile presence. They did not have the thick fur of the mammoth or the raw power of the cave lion. Their survival depended not on the strength of their bodies, but on the new and powerful fire that was beginning to burn within their minds, the fire of ingenuity. Their first and most important act of creation was the making of a home in a world that offered little shelter. On the vast, treeless plains, where wood was a rare treasure, they gathered the bones of the mammoths. They used the great curving ribs and tusks to build the frames of their huts, and stretched the thick hides of the beasts over them to create a sanctuary against the relentless wind. And at the heart of this fragile home was their most precious tool, fire. Fire was more than warmth. It was a shield against the crushing dark and the predators that roamed within it. It was a kitchen that cooked their food, unlocking precious calories. And it was a social center, a circle of light where stories could be told, knowledge could be shared, and the bonds of the small human family could be forged against the immense cold. From the riverbeds, they gathered flint, and with a skill passed down through generations, they learned to see the blade hidden within the stone. Each strike was a deliberate thought, a plan made real. They crafted sharp spear points to hunt the great herds, working in coordinated groups because they knew that their strength was in their numbers and their shared intelligence. They made scrapers to clean hides and bone needles to sew them into fitted clothing, a technology as vital as any weapon in the fight against exposure. But the mind of the Ice Age human was not only concerned with survival. Deep within the hidden safety of caves, by the flickering light of animal fat lamps, they did something truly extraordinary. They created art. They painted the great animals they shared the world with, mammoths, bison, horses, with a skill and a reverence that speaks to us across 1,000 generations. These were not just pictures. They were a way of understanding the world, of honoring the spirit of the great beasts, and of leaving a permanent record of their own fleeting presence in this vast and frozen world. They carved small figures from bone and ivory, symbols of a rich inner life that flourished even in the harshest of conditions. In this world of ice, Our ancestors forged the very qualities that would come to define our species: cooperation, creativity, and the relentless drive to understand and shape the world around them. They were no longer just another animal, subject to the whims of the climate. They were becoming a new kind of geological force themselves, a creature whose mind was becoming the sharpest tool on the planet. And with this new power, they would soon begin to walk to the very ends of the earth. The ingenuity forged in the cold did not keep our ancestors in one place. Instead, it gave them the tools and the confidence to move, to explore, to follow the horizon. And the Ice Age, in a strange and paradoxical gift, reshaped the very map of the world to make their great journey possible. As the great glaciers grew, they drank deeply from the world's oceans, pulling vast amounts of water from the sea and locking it away as ice. This caused the sea level to drop by more than 100 meters, a slow and gradual retreat that exposed immense new lands that had been hidden for millennia beneath the waves. The most consequential of these new lands was Beringia, a vast wind-swept plain of frozen tundra that connected Asia and North America. It was not a narrow bridge, but a subcontinent of its own, a frozen highway across what is now the Bering Strait. It was across this immense and desolate landscape that the first humans, following the great herds of mammoth and bison, walked into a new hemisphere, an act of exploration whose consequences would change the world forever. But this was happening all over the planet. In Southeast Asia, the Sunda Shelf rose from the water, joining islands like Java and Sumatra to the mainland. Great Britain became a peninsula of Europe, connected by a vast and fertile plain now known as Doggerland. And Australia, New Guinea, and Tasmania merged into a single great southern continent called Sahul. This was a drier world, not just a colder one. With so much of the planet's water locked away in ice, rainfall diminished. The great tropical forests shrank, replaced by open grasslands and expanding deserts. The atmosphere itself was different, filled with the fine, mineral-rich dust scoured from the barren lands at the edges of the glaciers. This dust, carried on strong, dry winds, settled in thick layers across the continents, creating the incredibly fertile soils that would one day support the world's great agricultural centers. This unique map of the world was a temporary creation of the ice. It was a fleeting geological moment that lasted for thousands of years, a perfect window of opportunity for this new, adaptable creature to populate the entire globe. But just as the ice had given them these new worlds to walk upon, its eventual retreat would take them away, once again changing the face of the Earth and setting the stage for the final chapter of the Ice Age. The frozen world, with its land bridges and vast plains, was not built to last. It was a temporary state, a long pause in the Earth's deeper rhythm. And when the great celestial cycles shifted once more, when the northern summers began to grow just a little longer and a little warmer, the great thaw began. It was not a sudden collapse, but a long, slow, and often violent unraveling of the frozen world. At first, the change was subtle, but soon the great ice sheets began to weep, then to bleed. Rivers of meltwater, the likes of which the world has not seen since, burst forth from beneath the ice. They were not gentle rivers, but raging torrents, thick with ground-up rock and silt, that carved new valleys and reshaped the land with incredible force. In many places, this water would pool behind great dams of ice, forming immense glacial lakes, some larger than any lake on Earth today. When these ice dams inevitably failed, They unleashed catastrophic floods that tore across the continents. These were not floods that rose over days. They were walls of water hundreds of feet high that scoured the bedrock bare, leaving behind the scarred and dramatic landscapes we can still see today. As the ice pulled back, it revealed a raw and barren world, scraped clean by its own immense weight. But life wasted no time. First came the hardy mosses and lichens, clinging to the bare stone. Then came the grasses, their seeds carried on the wind. And behind them, the forests began their long, patient march northward, first with pioneers like birch and pine, and then with the great oaks and elms, transforming the world from white to green. But the thaw was not a straight line. The planet's climate faltered. In a dramatic reversal known as the Younger Dryas, the world was plunged back into a deep freeze that lasted for over 1,000 years. The advancing forests died back, and the glaciers paused their retreat, a final cold breath from the dying ice age. This sudden, sharp return to glacial conditions was a severe test for the life that had begun to the warmth, including our own ancestors. When this last winter finally broke, the warming returned with a new and final intensity. The last of the great ice sheets collapsed, and the seas, fed by their meltwater, began their inexorable rise. The land bridges that had been the great highways of the Ice Age were slowly, silently drowned, separating continents and peoples once more. The world of the Mammoth Steppe was vanishing, and for the great giants who had ruled it for so long, there was nowhere left to go. For the great beasts of the Ice Age, the end of the cold was the end of their world. These magnificent creatures, perfectly adapted to a life of ice and endless grassland, now found themselves trapped in a warming world that was changing faster than they could evolve. Their story is a quiet and somber final chapter of this frozen age. The first great pressure came from the land itself. The vast, dry Mammoth Steppe, the foundation of their entire world, began to shrink as the climate warmed and grew wetter. Forests of birch and pine crept northward, their dense canopies shading out the tough grasses that had fed the great herds for 100,000 years. For the mammoths, the woolly rhinos, and the steppe bison, this new, closed-in world of trees was a green prison, a landscape that no longer offered the endless grazing they needed to survive. But the changing climate was not the only force at play. A new and uniquely intelligent predator was now present in every corner of the globe: our own ancestors. Armed with sophisticated spear points, a deep knowledge of animal behavior, and the power of cooperation, human hunting bands had become incredibly effective. While the giants were already stressed by their shrinking world, the constant pressure of these new hunters may have been the final weight that broke their resilience. In the frozen earth of Siberia and across the plains of North America, the bones of mammoths have been found with the clear marks of human weapons, a silent testament to this final, fateful confrontation. The Great Extinction was not a single swift event, but a slow, ragged fading. In some remote corners of the world, small populations held on. On a remote island called Wrangel, a group of mammoths survived for thousands of years after their relatives on the mainland had vanished. Cut off from the world by the rising seas, they dwindled in size, becoming smaller, dwarf versions of their ancestors, a final, lonely echo of a lost world before they too fell silent. When the last mammoth fell, the world became a quieter, emptier place. The thunder of the great herds was gone forever, replaced by the whisper of the wind in the new forests. This great extinction event was the final dramatic act of the Ice Age. It left behind a new world, one where the old giants were only a memory in the frozen earth, and where a small, clever, and now unchallenged ape was ready to begin the next chapter of the planet's story, our own. The story of our species did not begin on a blank page. The world our ancestors inherited, the world that would become our own, was a landscape profoundly shaped and gifted by the long, slow, and powerful memory of the ice. Though the Great Freeze has ended, its legacy is written all around us, the quiet and enduring prologue to our present day. The most visible of these traces are etched into the land itself. The great U-shaped valleys that slice through mountain ranges are the unmistakable signature of glaciers that have long since vanished. The thousands of lakes that dot the northern landscapes, including the Great Lakes of North America, are the footprints of the retreating ice, deep scars that filled with meltwater and became the cradles for new life. Even the gentle rolling hills of many northern regions are the smoothed and rounded remnants of debris left behind by the ice. But the glaciers gave a quieter, more patient gift as well. For thousands of years, the Ice Age winds had picked up the fine, mineral-rich dust ground from the rocks and spread it in thick blankets across the continents. These deposits became the deep, fertile soils that would one day nourish the great agricultural heartlands of the world. The bread we eat today is, in a very real sense, a quiet inheritance from the dust of a frozen age. And the Ice Age is not entirely gone. In the high Arctic, the tundra remains, a living remnant of the great mammoth steppe, its permafrost still holding the frozen bones of the giants. The shaggy, unyielding muskoxen that graze there are living fossils, creatures that have not changed since they walked alongside the mammoths. And the great migrations of caribou and reindeer are a rhythmic echo, an ancient pattern of movement that was established in a world we can now only imagine. The greatest legacy of all, however, is the one we carry within us. The human mind was forged in the crucible of that long winter. The necessity of the Ice Age taught us cooperation. It sharpened our ingenuity, and it gave us our mastery of tools and fire. The ability to plan, to tell stories, to work together in the face of immense challenge, these were the skills required to survive, and they became the very foundations upon which all of our civilizations would be built. The Ice Age may be over, but its lessons are written into our very bones. And so, as we leave this frozen world behind, we see that it is not a distant, alien past. It is the very ground of our present, the quiet and formative chapter that set the stage for the world we know and the species we are. The great story of the ice has been told. The mammoths have fallen silent, and the glaciers have retreated into memory, leaving behind the world we now inhabit. But the echo of that long, quiet age remains, not just in the land, but as a feeling, a deep and profound stillness that we can connect with as we prepare for our own time of rest. Tonight, as you settle into the quiet of your own space, you can let the story of the Ice Age become a gentle guide into the deep and healing landscape of sleep. Feel the quiet in the room around you. It is a stillness that echoes the great, silent plains of the Mammoth Steppe under a sky full of cold, distant stars. It is a world before the constant hum of machines, a world of profound and simple quiet. Allow your own mind to become a part of this quiet. Let the busy thoughts of the day, like a great herd migrating to a distant land, slowly and peacefully move on, leaving behind only a vast and open stillness. Do not think of the cold of that ancient world as a harsh or frightening thing. Think of it instead as a great and gentle slowing down. It is the slowing of the world in winter, a time of necessary and restorative dormancy, and it is the slowing of your own thoughts as they prepare for sleep. Feel a sense of gentle, pleasant coolness as you breathe in the clean night air, and a soft, releasing warmth as you breathe out. It is the body's own quiet way of finding its perfect, comfortable balance for the night, a rhythm of cooling and warming that gently carries you toward rest. The story of the Ice Age is a story of incredible endurance. It is a story of life clinging on through immense hardship, of ancestors surviving by their wits and their cooperation. Your own body carries this same ancient resilience, and sleep is your own personal Ice Age, a time of deep and necessary withdrawal from the busy world, a sacred period where your body can repair, restore, and gather its strength for the warmth and light of a new day. You do not need to do anything to make this happen. You can simply trust in this deep, restorative power that is written into your very bones, a legacy from a time when rest was not a luxury, but the very key to survival. You do not need to struggle. You do not strive. Like the ancient world settling into its long, quiet winter, you can now settle into your own deep and healing rest. You are safe. You are still. You are connected to the long, patient memory of the earth. Let the echo of the ice be your final lullaby. Rest now. Having found your peace in the vast, silent landscape of the ice, your awareness now seeks a deeper sanctuary. Imagine, in the quiet darkness of your mind, a small, gentle light. It is the flicker of a distant fire, a beacon of warmth and safety, and you are being drawn, gently and without effort, toward it. You are leaving the wide open plains of the conscious mind and are entering the ancient, sacred space of your own deep self. You arrive at the mouth of a cave. The wind of the waking world cannot touch you here. You step inside, and you are enveloped in a feeling of profound safety and peace. The walls are solid, ancient stone, a part of the earth's own deep memory. The air is still and warm, filled with the gentle, comforting scent of a slow-burning fire. This is your own inner sanctuary, a place where you can let go of all vigilance, all worry, a quiet haven that has been waiting for you at the end of your long day. In the center of the cave, a fire of soft, glowing embers provides a gentle, steady light. This is the quiet, glowing heart of your own subconscious mind. As you watch its soft, warm pulse, you can see faint, moving shadows dancing on the cave walls. These are the last, fading echoes of your day, the gentle and harmless ghosts of thoughts and memories, now transformed into a silent, beautiful story. You do not need to understand this story. You do not need to follow it. You can simply rest in the warmth of the fire and watch the soft, meaningless patterns as they dance and fade, carrying you deeper and deeper into a state of peace. And as your eyes grow accustomed to the gentle light, you begin to see them. Faintly on the ancient stone walls are the paintings, the great, powerful shapes of the mammoths, the bison, and the wild horses. These are the images from the deep collective memory of our shared human journey. They are symbols of endurance, of resilience, of the wild and beautiful spirit of life itself. By resting in this cave, You are connecting with this ancient strength. The same creative, dreaming mind that painted these walls is the very same mind that is now guiding you into a night of peaceful, restorative rest. You can now find your own comfortable place by the warm, steady embers. The shadows on the wall soften and blur. The great ancient animals fade back into the stone. The fire is a quiet, glowing heart, and its warmth is the warmth of your own deep and peaceful being. This is the oldest and safest home of all. The cave holds you. The fire warms you. The deep, silent earth protects you. Let go now. Rest in this ancient peace. Sleep. Deep within the sanctuary of your own quiet mind, as you rest by the soft, glowing embers of your inner fire, you begin to hear a gentle sound. It is not the sound of the wind or of any living creature. It is the soft, soothing murmur of a slow-moving river, flowing from the very heart of the cave, inviting you on one final gentle journey tonight. This is the river of sleep, the current that carries the mind from the shores of the waking world into the deep, silent lands of rest. You do not need to do anything at all. Simply allow your awareness, now as light and free as a fallen leaf, to drift from the fireside and settle upon the surface of this dark, calm water. The current is slow, gentle, and absolutely trustworthy. It knows the way. Feel it begin to carry you, floating without effort, away from the last echoes of your day. The river flows down into the deep and patient memory of the earth. The walls of the cavern around you are lined with faintly glowing crystals, each one holding a silent record of 1,000 years. You are drifting through the very heart of the planet's long, slow dream. The river flows past the sleeping roots of the great forests, and you can feel the quiet, intelligent presence of the vast living network that connects them all. You are a part of this deep and silent conversation. The river carries you onward, deeper and deeper into the quiet. The last faint images from the cave of your own memory fade away, and you are left with only the simple, gentle sensation of floating in a warm and peaceful darkness. The murmur of the water is a soft, constant lullaby, a sound that reassures you that you are safe, that you are held, and that all is well. The river is now beginning to widen, the current slowing almost to a stop. You can feel a vast and open space ahead. The subterranean river is flowing out to meet the great, silent ocean of the collective unconscious, the deep, dreaming mind of the world. Your own small, individual stream of awareness is now gently and peacefully merging with this immense, quiet, and loving whole. The last sense of being a separate self dissolves, like a drop of rain returning to the sea. You are no longer a traveler on the river. You are one with the great, peaceful water. There is nothing to do but float in this warm, dark, and boundless stillness. You are home. You are at peace. The journey is complete. Sleep now. Floating in the great, silent ocean of your own being, you become aware of a gentle lightness. Your awareness, no longer bound by a body or a thought, begins to drift upward, rising from the dark, peaceful water into the cool, clear air of the night. You ascend effortlessly, feeling lighter and lighter with each passing moment, moving up through the quiet atmosphere, past the soft, sleeping clouds. Looking down, you can see the gentle curve of the earth, a single, breathing entity, its continents dark and still, its cities glowing like faint, golden embers. The world is at peace, and you are now floating gently above it, held in the vast and silent embrace of the night sky. This is the great, silent cathedral of the cosmos. The deep, velvet blackness is not an emptiness, but a profound and holy stillness. The stars are not hot, distant fires, but soft, steady candles, each one a point of ancient, gentle light in the immense, quiet dark. You can feel their presence, a silent, peaceful company that has been watching over the world since the beginning of time. There is no sound here, only a deep, resonant peace, the quiet music of the universe itself. As you float here in this perfect and absolute stillness, you begin to feel a deep and profound sense of belonging. You are not a visitor here, you are a part of this. The very atoms that make up your body were forged in the hearts of these distant, silent stars. You are made of this starlight. You are made of this silence. This great, silent cathedral is your oldest and truest home. And now you can let go completely. Allow your own small, precious point of awareness to soften at the edges, to expand, to dissolve into the vast, starlit peace that surrounds you. You are no longer just looking at the night sky. You are the night sky. You are the quiet, dark, and peaceful space that holds all the stars. You are the ancient, gentle light that travels between them. You are the deep and endless peace of the universe itself. Rest here, in the heart of everything. Sleep now. From the deep and silent heart of the cosmos, where your awareness has become one with the starlight, a gentle, silent pull begins. It is the soft, familiar gravity of your own quiet world, of your own resting body, calling you back, not to the noise of the day, but to the deep, safe harbor of the night. You are not leaving the great cosmic peace behind. You are bringing it with you, a silent, luminous gift for your own sleeping self. Feel your awareness gently gathering, drifting slowly back from the vastness, past the silent, sleeping galaxies and the soft, glowing nebulae. You travel through the quiet, starlit darkness, back toward the familiar, warm light of your own star, and the small, beautiful, blue and white world that is your home. You descend through the thin, clear upper atmosphere, and then into the soft, gentle embrace of the clouds, returning to the world of air and weather and life. And as you drift down toward the sleeping surface of the earth, your awareness comes to rest, gently and without any effort, back in the quiet sanctuary of your own physical body. Feel this cosmic peace settling into you. It fills your head with a deep and profound stillness, a quiet that is free from all thought and all worry. It flows down into your chest, and you can feel your own heart beating with the slow, steady, and ancient rhythm of the universe. Your own breath is the quiet, tidal breath of a sleeping planet, rising and falling in a rhythm of perfect, effortless peace. This starlit energy flows down into your arms and your legs, filling them with a pleasant, warm heaviness, a feeling of being both deeply grounded and infinitely vast at the same time. Your body is your own sacred earth. It has its own deep memories, its own quiet rhythms, and its own profound and ancient wisdom. And as you rest here, you are allowing it to enter its own sacred time of healing and restoration. You have brought the peace of the cosmos home, into the quiet temple of your own being. There is nowhere else you need to be. You are here, now, perfectly and completely at rest. Let this feeling of grounded, starlit peace be your final cradle. Sleep now. Resting here, in the grounded, starlit peace of your own body, you can begin to notice the world that exists beyond all stories, beyond all thought. It is the world of silence. And tonight, we will explore its quiet, healing, and profound depths. It is not an emptiness, but a rich and living presence, the very canvas upon which our entire story was painted. As you lie here, perfectly still and comfortable, let your sense of hearing be the first to gently open and then to let go. First, become aware of the silence of the room around you. Listen not for any particular sound, but for the great, quiet space in which all sounds happen. You may hear the soft, rhythmic hum of your own home, the distant whisper of the wind, or the gentle settling of the building. Do not see these as interruptions to the quiet. See them instead as small islands in a great, peaceful ocean of silence. The silence is the ocean, and the sounds are just the gentle waves upon its surface. Notice how the silence holds these sounds, without effort, without judgment. It is a vast, welcoming, and peaceful presence. Allow your own awareness to merge with this external quiet. Let the boundaries of your own body soften as you become one with the stillness of the room, with the deep, patient silence of the night itself. From this external quiet, you can now turn your listening inward to an even deeper and more profound silence, the silence of your own body. The body at rest is a place of incredible peace. The frantic movements and tensions of the day have all been released. All that remains is the gentle, automatic, and silent work of its own inner world. You can feel the quiet, effortless flow of your breath, a rhythm that happens all on its own. You may be able to sense the faint, deep, and muffled beat of your own heart, a steady and reassuring drum in the center of your being. Beyond these gentle rhythms, there is a deep and profound stillness. It is the silence of your bones, the quiet of your muscles at rest, the peaceful, dark, and warm world within you. This is the body's own innate peace, a state of perfect and harmonious equilibrium that it returns to every night. Surrender to this physical silence. Trust in its deep and healing wisdom. And now you can journey to the final and deepest layer of all, the silence of your own mind. Imagine your mind is a great and ancient library at the close of the day. All the books, the thoughts, the memories, the plans, the stories are now neatly placed upon their shelves. They are silent. They are at rest. The great vaulted halls of the library are empty and still, filled with a soft, gentle, and peaceful darkness. You are not the books. You are the quiet, peaceful space of the library itself. If a single thought should drift by, see it as a single person walking silently through a distant hall. You do not need to follow them. You do not need to know where they are going. You can simply remain here in the vast, open, and silent center of the library and let them pass. The silence is not something you have to create. It is something you simply have to notice. It is your natural state. It is the quiet, aware presence that exists behind and between all thinking. These three layers of silence, the silence of the room, the silence of the body, and the silence of the mind, are not separate. They are all reflections of a single fundamental silence that is at the very heart of the universe. It is the silence that was there before the first star was born. It is the quiet space in which the entire long story of our frozen world unfolded. And it is your own truest and most essential nature. Let yourself become one with this great, all-encompassing silence now. It is the final and most gentle release. You are this silence. You are this peace. Let this deep, healing quiet be the final soft blanket that covers you. Let it be the gentle hand that closes your eyes. There is nothing left but this. Rest now. Resting in the deep and profound silence, you now become aware of the gentle darkness that surrounds you. It is not an empty or frightening void, but a soft, warm, and loving presence. It is the darkness of the deep earth where seeds wait patiently to grow. It is the darkness of the womb where all life is first nurtured. It is the darkness of the great cosmic night that holds all the stars in its silent and beautiful embrace. Tonight, you can let this gentle darkness be your final comfort, your final cradle, as you drift into the most profound and healing sleep. Begin by noticing the simple darkness behind your own closed eyelids. It is a soft, velvety curtain that has been drawn between you and the busy, sunlit world of the day. It is a signal to your body and your mind that the time for doing is over and the time for being has begun. See this darkness not as an absence of light, but as a presence of peace. It is a soft blanket that covers you, that holds you, and that gives you permission to let go of everything. Feel the safety in this gentle dark. Here, you do not need to see. You only need to be. From the quiet darkness of your room, let your awareness drift into the even deeper darkness within your own resting body. It is a quiet and sacred space, the inner temple where the silent, miraculous work of healing and restoration takes place. It is the peaceful, dark universe where your heart beats its steady, faithful rhythm, where your lungs draw their slow, deep, and easy breaths. The life within you does not need the light to do its most important work. It is in this inner darkness that your energy is replenished, that your memories are settled, and that your entire being is made new again. Trust in this wise and ancient darkness within you. It is a place of profound safety, of deep intelligence, and of perfect, unconditional peace. Now, remember the great story of our world. The architect did not work only with light. The greatest and most profound creations began in the dark. The universe itself was born from a point of silent, infinite, and creative darkness. The first seeds of life on our planet stirred in the deep, sunless waters of the ancient ocean. The great, silent forests are born from seeds that must first rest in the deep, quiet darkness of the soil. The darkness is not an end. It is the beginning. It is the fertile, creative void from which all possibilities emerge. By resting in this darkness now, you are connecting with the very source of all creation. You are returning to the quiet, powerful, and mysterious potential that lies at the heart of everything. You do not need the light now. The light is for the day, for seeing, for doing. The night and the darkness are for resting, for healing, for dreaming. You can surrender completely to this gentle, loving, and profoundly peaceful darkness. Let it hold you. Let it soothe you. Let it dissolve any last, lingering thoughts or fears. You are safe in this great, quiet dark. It is the loving embrace of the universe itself, holding you gently while you sleep. There is nothing to see, nothing to do, only this deep, healing, and perfect peace. Let the darkness be your final comfort. Let it be the gentle hand that leads you into the deepest rest. Sleep now. In the deep, quiet, and gentle darkness, a new world begins to stir. It is not the world of waking, with its hard edges and solid rules, but the ancient, mysterious, and boundless world of the dream. This is not a place you have to travel to. It is a landscape that rises gently to meet you as you drift deeper and deeper into the safety of sleep. It is a world that remembers the great silent plains of the Ice Age, a place of vast, open spaces under a sky full of strange and beautiful stars. As you enter this inner landscape, you can let go of the last remnants of the day. The logic of the waking mind is not needed here. This is a place of symbols, of feelings, of quiet, unfolding stories that belong only to you. Here, in your own private sleeping world, the great ancient animals may walk again. See them not as creatures of flesh and bone, but as powerful and gentle symbols of your own deep and resilient spirit. You might see the mammoth with its slow, deliberate strength and its shaggy coat that protects it from the harshest cold. Feel this as a symbol of your own ancient endurance, your ability to withstand any storm and to continue on your path with a quiet and unshakable purpose. Perhaps you see the great cave lion, silent and courageous, moving through the shadows with a calm and dignified grace. See this as a reflection of your own inner strength, the part of you that is brave, noble, and deeply aware. Or perhaps you see the wild horses, galloping freely across the endless plains, their manes flying in the wind. Feel this as your own untamed and beautiful spirit, the part of you that is free, joyful, and connected to the wild, open spaces of the world. These are not just random images. They are the deep ancestral memories of the earth, the archetypes of strength and freedom expressing themselves through you. You are the painter in the deep and silent cave of your own mind. The dreams that come to you are your own ancient art, your own sacred stories. They are your mind's way of processing the day, of healing what needs to be healed, of exploring possibilities, and of connecting with the deep, quiet wisdom that lies just beneath the surface of your waking thoughts. You do not need to understand these stories. You do not need to hold on to them or try to decipher their meaning. Your only task is to allow them to unfold, to trust in the profound and ancient wisdom of your own dreaming mind as it gently sorts and balances your inner world. The dream is a safe and sacred space, a private studio where your own deepest self is the artist, painting the pictures you need to see, telling the stories you need to hear. Let the river of sleep now carry you fully into this land of dreams. It is your own private ice age, a world of deep memory and quiet magic, a landscape of the soul. There is nothing to fear here. You are the storyteller, you are the dreamer, and the story you will tell tonight is one of deep, profound, and healing rest. Surrender to the dream, surrender to the sleep. Allow the gentle, flowing current of your own subconscious mind to carry you where you need to go. It is a journey of restoration, a return to the very source of your own creative and resilient spirit. Rest now in the safety of your own beautiful and mysterious inner world. The shifting, flowing world of the dream begins to slow, its river of images gently pooling into a great still lake at the base of a silent and ancient mountain. Your awareness, now free from all stories, comes to rest here, in the presence of this immense and quiet strength. This is the final landscape of your journey tonight, the silent, unmoving, and deeply peaceful state of your own inner mountain. Feel your body as the base of this mountain, deeply and powerfully rooted in the very heart of the earth. You are connected to the slow, deep geological time of the planet, an unshakable and secure foundation that nothing can disturb. Feel the slopes of the mountain as your own resting form, strong, patient, and completely at ease. And feel the peak of the mountain as your own quiet mind, high above the busy world, touching the clear, cold, silent sky. You are no longer a small and fragile being. You are this vast, solid, and ancient presence. The weather of your own mind, the last fleeting thoughts, the faint echoes of feelings from the day, are like the clouds that drift around the mountain's peak. They come and they go. They may bring a brief shadow or a passing mist, but they cannot change the mountain. You are the mountain. You can watch these thoughts pass with a deep, quiet, and immovable peace. The mountain does not struggle with the weather. It simply allows it to be, knowing that its own deep stillness is more ancient and more real than any passing storm. This mountain that you are has been a silent witness to all of time. It felt the great ice sheets press against its sides, and it felt the warmth of the sun as they retreated. It watched the great mammoths roam in the valleys below, and it felt the warmth of the first human fires at its base. By resting as the mountain, you are connecting with this vast, patient, and ancient perspective. Your own small, fleeting worries become meaningless in the face of this deep, geological time. You are the mountain. You are the silence. You are the deep, patient, and unshakable peace of the earth itself. The world will turn, the night will deepen, but the mountain is at peace. Rest now in this profound and silent strength. Sleep. From the high, silent peak of your own inner mountain, your awareness now drifts gently down, like a single, silent seed carried on the wind. You descend from the cold, clear air of the summit, down into the deep, green, and living quiet of an ancient forest. The air here is different, soft and cool, and filled with the gentle, earthy scent of moss, of damp soil, and of a million sleeping leaves. The light is a soft, green twilight, filtered through a high, vaulted canopy of branches that forms the roof of this great living cathedral. The ground beneath you is not hard stone, but a soft, forgiving carpet of fallen leaves and moss. This is a place of immense and patient life, a sanctuary of deep, quiet, and interconnected being. And as you rest here, you can feel yourself becoming a part of its ancient peace. Imagine now that you are a single, ancient tree in the heart of this silent forest. Feel your own resting body as the body of this tree. Your feet and your legs become the roots, extending deep down into the cool, dark, and nourishing earth. Feel them spreading out, connecting you to the deep stability and the patient memory of the soil. You are drawing your strength not just from yourself, but from the very heart of the world. You are unshakable. You are grounded. You are home. Feel your spine and your torso as the strong, steady trunk of this tree, a great pillar of quiet, living presence. Feel the rough, patient bark that is your skin, a protective layer that holds the story of 1,000 seasons, of sun and rain, of wind and snow. You have stood here for an age, and you will stand here for an age to come. You are a testament to the quiet, enduring power of life. And feel your arms and your hands as the great branches, reaching up, up toward the soft green light of the canopy. You are a part of this great breathing roof of the world, your own leaves drinking in the faint starlit light and the quiet air of the night. Now bring your awareness back down, deep into the soil, and feel your roots in the silent darkness, gently touching the roots of all the other trees around you. You are connecting to the forest's own hidden mind, the vast, intelligent, and invisible mycelial web of life that weaves this entire community into a single conscious being. You are not a separate tree. You are one with the life of the forest. You can feel the slow, deep, and peaceful pulse of the whole great wood. It is the same peaceful rhythm as your own quiet heart. The forest is resting now. The busy work of the day is done. The small animals are asleep in their burrows. The birds are silent in their nests. The only sound is the occasional gentle rustle of a leaf, or the silent, soft flight of an owl moving through the high branches. This entire vast and living world is in a state of the most profound and healing rest, and you are a part of it. You are held in the great protective and loving embrace of the forest. The forest is breathing its slow, deep, and ancient breath, and you are breathing with it. The forest is dreaming its long, slow, green dream of growth and renewal, and you are a part of its dream. There is nothing left for you to do but be here in this deep, living peace, rooted, silent, and completely and utterly at rest. Deep in the green and ancient heart of the forest, where your own being has become one with the patient life of the trees, you begin to feel a new sensation. It is the feeling of a slow, gentle, and irresistible movement. The solid roots begin to soften. The firm earth begins to flow. And you realize that you are not just a tree in the forest, but also the deep, quiet river that gives the forest's life. Your awareness, once rooted and still, now becomes a part of this gentle, moving current, beginning a final, peaceful journey into the very heart of the night. Imagine your consciousness is the river itself. You begin high in the silent mountains, a single drop of meltwater born from the ancient sleeping ice. You are pure, clear, and still. Then you are joined by another drop, and another, and a quiet, joyful gathering begins. You start to flow, a tiny trickle at first, finding your way between the great old stones. You are not in a hurry. You are not forcing a path. You are simply following the gentle, downward pull of the earth, the path of least resistance. This is the first lesson of the river, the wisdom of effortless movement, of surrender to the natural flow of things. As you descend, your small stream is joined by others, and you become a river, strong and steady. You flow through the deep, silent forest you have just left behind. You see the great trees, your ancient sleeping relatives, their roots drinking from your own life-giving presence. You carry with you the fallen leaves, the scent of pine, the memory of the green and living world. You are the circulatory system of the land, the quiet, moving blood of the earth. As you flow, feel this gentle, cleansing current moving through your own body. Feel this liquid peace flowing through your limbs, washing away the very last faint traces of tension, leaving only a feeling of warm, soft, and easy movement. The river now leaves the forest and flows out into a wide open valley, bathed in the soft, gentle light of the moon. The landscape is vast and quiet. The river slows, its current becoming wider and deeper. Here, you learn the second lesson of the river, the wisdom of acceptance. The river does not cling to the shores. It does not try to hold on to the beautiful reflections of the stars on its surface. It simply allows everything to be as it is, and it continues to flow, a moving mirror for the great silent beauty of the night sky. Allow your own mind to become like this river. If any last thoughts or feelings drift by, let them be like the reflections of the stars. You do not need to hold them. You can simply acknowledge their distant, gentle light and let the river carry you onward. The journey is now nearing its end. You can feel the air changing, the scent of salt, the vast open space ahead. The river is flowing toward the great, endless ocean. The distinction between your own gentle current and the vast, deep water of the sea begins to blur. You are returning to the source, the great ocean of being from which all life first emerged. This is not an ending, but a homecoming. Your own small, individual stream of awareness is now merging with the vast, silent, and peaceful consciousness of the whole world. There is no longer a river and no longer an ocean. There is only one great, quiet, and living water, perfectly at rest under the silent, watchful stars. You have arrived. There is nowhere else to go. You are held in a peace that is as deep and as boundless as the sea itself. Rest here now, in this perfect, silent, and loving stillness. In the boundless, silent ocean of deep, peaceful rest, a single, gentle rhythm can still be felt. It is not a thought, not a feeling, but the soft, steady, and ancient pulse of the breath. It is the first music of life and the final lullaby of the night. As you float here in this perfect and profound stillness, allow your awareness to come to rest upon this simple, miraculous motion. You do not need to change it or control it. You can simply observe it with a gentle and curious attention as it flows through you, a quiet and faithful companion on your final journey into sleep. Notice the feeling of the air as it enters your body, a soft, cool current carrying the quiet of the night. Follow this gentle stream as it flows into your lungs, a soft and silent river of life, bringing with it a deep and profound calm. Feel the easy, gentle expansion of your chest and your stomach as they rise to meet this incoming breath. There is no effort, no strain, just a soft, easy fullness. And notice the small, quiet pause at the very top of the inhale, a moment of perfect stillness, a point of perfect balance. And then the slow, soft, and warm release of the exhale, a complete and total letting go, a gentle sigh that releases not just air, but any last lingering tension from your body and your mind. Feel the peaceful emptiness in the pause that follows, a moment of pure, quiet rest before the next gentle breath begins, all on its own. This is the most ancient and intimate rhythm you possess, and you can surrender to it completely. It is the quiet lullaby of your own body, a gentle tidal song of peace, and it is all you need to focus on now. As you rest in this simple, perfect rhythm, let your awareness gently expand. The air you are breathing is not just the air of your room. It is a part of the great planetary atmosphere, the Earth's own quiet breath. With every gentle inhalation, You are in a direct and sacred communion with the entire living world. You are drawing in the very same air that has nourished the great silent forests, that has moved as wind across the vast dark oceans, that has been breathed by every creature that has ever lived. The oxygen that fills you now was a gift from 1,000,000,000 ancient trees and 1,000,000,000,000 tiny microbes in a forgotten sea, a testament to an atmosphere that was built by life, for life, over eons of patient work. And with every gentle exhalation, you are returning your own small, peaceful part back into this shared and holy system. You are participating without any effort in the great, slow respiration of your living, sleeping world. And now, let your awareness expand one final time into the deepest truth of all. The very atoms that make up this air you are breathing were not created here on this earth. They were forged in the fiery hearts of ancient, long-dead stars and scattered across the cosmos in silent, beautiful explosions billions of years ago. With every single breath you take, you are breathing in the memory of the cosmos. You are, in the most literal sense, breathing starlight, the deep, quiet, and creative presence of the entire universe is flowing into you and flowing out of you with every simple, easy breath. You do not need to breathe. You are being breathed by the universe. You can let go completely now. Trust in this gentle, cosmic rhythm. Let it be the soft, steady wave that carries you into the deepest, most silent, and most healing sleep. The breath is your anchor. The breath is your lullaby. The breath is peace. Resting in the slow, cosmic rhythm of your own breath, you now become aware of the gentle darkness that surrounds you. It is not an empty or frightening void, but a soft, warm, and loving presence. It is the darkness of the deep earth, where seeds wait patiently to grow. It is the darkness of the womb, where all life is first nurtured. And it is the darkness of the great night sky that holds all the stars in its silent and beautiful embrace. Tonight, you can let this gentle darkness be your final comfort, your final cradle. Begin by noticing the simple darkness behind your own closed eyelids. It is a soft, velvety curtain that has been drawn between you and the busy, sunlit world of the day. It is a signal to your body and your mind that the time for doing is over, and the time for simply being has begun. See this darkness not as an absence of light, but as a presence of peace. It is a soft blanket that covers you, that holds you, and that gives you permission to let go of everything. The light is for the day, for seeing, for thinking, but the darkness is for resting, for healing, for dreaming. You do not need the light now. You can surrender completely to this gentle, loving darkness. Remember the deep, silent caves where our ancestors painted their dreams on the stone walls. All of their great art, their first stories, their first sparks of a new consciousness, were born from the creative darkness by the gentle light of a small fire. Your own sleep is a return to this creative darkness, a place where your mind can heal and your spirit can dream its own quiet, necessary stories. Let the boundaries of your own being soften now. Feel yourself becoming one with the quiet, peaceful darkness of your room, of the sleeping world outside, of the great, silent cosmos. You are not just in the dark. You are the quiet, peaceful darkness of the night. You are held in the loving embrace of this great, quiet presence. There is nothing to do, nothing to see, only this deep healing and perfect peace. Let the darkness be your final comfort, your final cradle. Sleep now. Within the deep and comforting darkness, where all shapes and forms have dissolved, you begin to perceive the very texture of the night itself. It is not an emptiness, but a great, soft, and silent fabric, a tapestry woven from the threads of quiet and peace. And you are a part of this fabric, perfectly and seamlessly woven into the great, silent whole. This is the final and most comforting truth of your journey. You are not separate. You have never been separate, and you will never be separate. You are an essential and beloved part of a universe that is a single, beautiful, and interconnected work of art. As you rest in this awareness, feel the different threads that make up your own being, and how they are woven into this great tapestry. First, feel the thread of your own physical body. It is a soft, warm, and heavy thread of pure sensation, now completely and utterly at rest. Feel how it is woven into the threads of your bed, your room, and the deep, silent earth below. It is a thread of pure, grounded peace, its roots connected to the very heart of the world. There is no separation between the stillness in your body and the great patient stillness of the planet. You are one. Now, become aware of the thread of your own mind. It is a thin, silver, and almost silent line now. The busy, bright colors of the day's thoughts have faded, leaving only this one simple and quiet thread of pure, peaceful awareness. Feel how it is woven into the great dark silence of the night sky, connected to the faint, distant light of the stars and the vast, peaceful emptiness between them. The quiet in your mind is the quiet of the cosmos itself. You are a part of its immense and silent peace. And feel the gentle, rhythmic thread of your own breath, a soft, pulsing line of silver light, weaving in and out with a slow and easy grace. It is the thread that connects your inner world to the outer, the steady, rhythmic shuttle that stitches you into the living fabric of the universe. It is a thread of pure, effortless life, a gentle reminder that you are being breathed by a presence that is far greater, wiser, and more ancient than your own small self. The entire universe is this great tapestry. The stars are distant, luminous knots in the fabric. The galaxies are great swirling patterns of light and shadow. The long, slow story of our own ice age, with its silent glaciers and its magnificent wandering beasts, is just one intricate and beautiful section of this vast design. And you, resting here now, are feeling your own small, perfect, and absolutely necessary place within this infinite and beautiful work of art. You are not a flaw in the pattern. You are a vital part of its beauty. There is no need to hold on. The great tapestry holds you. There is no need to strive. You are already a perfect and essential part of the design. You can let go completely and trust the pattern. Relax into this feeling of profound and unconditional belonging. You are woven into a great and lasting peace, held safely and securely in the beautiful, intricate, and living fabric of the universe. Rest now in this perfect connection. Sleep now in this perfect peace. The great, silent tapestry of the universe, with all its intricate threads, now gently fades from your awareness. The vast cosmic patterns resolve themselves into a single, simple, and perfect image. You find yourself in a quiet clearing in the heart of an ancient forest, standing at the edge of a small round pool of water. The night is completely still, and the surface of the pool is a perfect dark mirror, as smooth and clear as a piece of polished obsidian. In its flawless surface, you can see the reflection of the ancient, sleeping trees that surround it, and the cold, distant, and beautiful light of the stars in the night sky above. This pool is the image of your own quiet mind, now perfectly calm, perfectly clear, and reflecting the deep and silent beauty of the universe. For a long, peaceful moment, simply rest your awareness on this perfect stillness. There is not a single ripple, not a single disturbance. The busy winds of the day have ceased. The chaotic currents of thought and feeling have all been calmed. All that is left is this deep, profound, and beautiful clarity. This is the natural state of your mind, a state of open, clear, and peaceful awareness. This is the gift that the quiet of the night offers to you, a return to your own true and undisturbed nature. Now you can begin a final, gentle journey. Let your awareness sink slowly, effortlessly, beneath the surface of this quiet pool. You are not your thoughts, which are just the fleeting reflections on the surface. You are the deep, silent, and peaceful water itself. Feel yourself sinking down, down, into the cool, comforting, and absolutely silent depths. As you descend, the reflections of the world above, the trees, the stars, the sky, begin to fade, growing softer, more distant. You are leaving the world of perception behind and entering the world of pure being. The deeper you go, the quieter it becomes. The deeper you go, the more peaceful it feels. This is a journey into the very heart of stillness, into the silent, motionless source from which all things arise. You have reached the bottom of the quiet. Here there is no light, no sound, no movement. There is only a deep, profound, and living stillness. This is the still point of your own being, the silent, aware presence that exists before all thoughts, beneath all feelings. It is the source of all peace, all healing, and all creativity. There is nothing you need to do here. You do not need to hold on to this stillness. You are this stillness. Your own consciousness is this deep, quiet, and peaceful water. You can simply come to rest here, in the deepest, most silent part of yourself, and allow the restorative magic of this profound quiet to heal you completely. There is no need to rise to the surface again tonight. You can simply remain here, resting in this deep, dark, and perfectly still water, until the morning comes to wake you. You are held in the deepest, most silent and loving part of yourself. You are perfectly and completely safe. Let go of this last faint trace of awareness and dissolve into the great, quiet peace of the pool itself. In the perfect, deep, and gentle stillness, where all journeys have ended and all thoughts have dissolved, a single, gentle presence remains. It is not a thing, not a thought, not a feeling. It is a tiny, warm, and sleeping seed of pure golden light, resting in the very heart of the quiet. This is the essence of you. It is the original spark of your own consciousness, the silent, knowing presence that has been here from the very beginning. As you rest in this profound and final peace, you can allow your entire awareness to become this one small and perfect point of light. This seed is not a beginning, and it is not an end. It simply is. It is a state of pure and peaceful potential. Within its tiny, luminous form, it holds the entire memory of the universe. It holds the light of the ancient stars from which it was born. It holds the patient, geological memory of the deep, silent earth. It holds the story of the great, resilient journey of life, from the first cell in a warm sea to the complex and beautiful miracle of your own being. And it holds the quiet, sleeping potential of all the dawns that are yet to come. It is whole, it is complete, and it is perfectly and utterly safe. Feel your own resting body as the deep, dark, and nourishing soil that holds this precious seed. Your body is the sacred earth, the warm and gentle ground in which your own light is resting. It is the perfect, safe, and loving medium, providing everything the seed needs for its time of profound and healing rest. Feel the warmth of your own physical being as the warmth of this living soil. Feel the deep, quiet stillness of your own bones as the stillness of the ancient rock. Feel the gentle, rhythmic flow of your breath and your blood as the slow, life-giving water that nourishes this sacred ground. Your body is the perfect sanctuary for your own inner light. This seed of your consciousness is sleeping now, but it is not empty. It is dreaming. It is dreaming the long, slow, and beautiful dream of the universe. It is dreaming of the silent, graceful dance of galaxies in the endless night. It is dreaming of the slow, patient formation of our own solar system, of the cooling of the earth, of the first rains falling upon the new stone. It is dreaming of the great frozen landscapes of the Ice Age, of the resilient life that flourished in the cold, of the mammoths and the great forests. And it is dreaming of you, of the long and beautiful story of your own life. Sleep for you is not an absence. It is a time for this deep, creative dreaming, a time for your own essential self to gather the quiet, peaceful, and restorative energy it will need to grow and to shine when the morning light returns. There is nothing you need to do. The seed knows how to rest. It is held in a perfect peace, nourished by the deep, silent earth of your own being. It is dreaming the quiet, beautiful, and healing dream of the universe. Let the seed sleep. Let the light rest. Surrender to the deep, creative, and healing power of your own essential nature. You are a seed of starlight, resting in the heart of a loving and conscious world. All is well. Sleep now. Within the deep and profound silence, where all stories and thoughts have come to rest, your awareness now settles into the gentle darkness that surrounds you. It is not an empty or frightening void, but a soft, warm, and loving presence. It is the darkness of the deep earth, where seeds wait patiently to grow. It is the darkness of the womb, where all life is first nurtured. And it is the darkness of the great cosmic night that holds all the stars in its silent and beautiful embrace. Tonight, as you drift closer to sleep, you can let this gentle darkness be your final comfort, your final cradle. Begin by noticing the simple darkness behind your own closed eyelids. It is a soft, velvety curtain that has been drawn between you and the busy, sunlit world of the day. It is a signal to your body and your mind that the time for doing is over, and the time for simply being has begun. See this darkness not as an absence of light, but a presence of peace. It is a soft blanket that covers you, that holds you, and that gives you permission to let go of everything. Feel the safety in this gentle dark. Here, you do not need to see. You only need to be. The light is for the day, for the world of shapes and forms, but the darkness is for the world of rest, of healing, of the formless and the quiet. From the quiet darkness of your room, let your awareness drift into the even deeper darkness within your own resting body. It is a quiet and sacred space, the inner temple where the silent, miraculous work of healing and restoration takes place. It is the peaceful, dark universe where your heart beats its steady, faithful rhythm, where your lungs draw their slow, deep, and easy breaths. The life within you does not need the light to do its most important work. It is in this inner darkness that your energy is replenished, that your memories are settled, and that your entire being is made new again. Trust in this wise and ancient darkness within you. It is a place of profound safety, of deep intelligence, and of perfect, unconditional peace. Remember the great story of our frozen world. The greatest acts of creation and endurance often happened in the dark. In the deep, silent caves, our ancestors painted their dreams on the stone walls. Their first sparks of art, born from the creative darkness, lit only by the gentle light of a small fire. Your own sleep is a return to this creative darkness, a place where your mind can heal and your spirit can dream its own quiet, necessary stories. The universe itself was born from a point of silent, infinite, and creative darkness. The darkness is not an end, it is the beginning. It is the fertile, creative void from which all possibilities emerge. By resting in this darkness now, you are connecting with the very source of all creation. You are returning to the quiet, powerful, and mysterious potential that lies at the heart of everything. You do not need the light now. You can surrender completely to this gentle, loving, and profoundly peaceful darkness. Let it hold you. Let it soothe you. Let it dissolve any last lingering thoughts or fears. You are safe in this great, quiet dark. It is the loving embrace of the universe itself, holding you gently while you sleep. There is nothing to see, nothing to do. Only this deep, healing, and perfect peace. Let the darkness be your final comfort. Let it be the gentle hand that leads you into the deepest rest. Sleep now. Within the deep and comforting darkness, where all shapes and forms have dissolved, you begin to perceive the very texture of the night itself. It is not an emptiness, but a great, soft, and silent fabric, a tapestry woven from the threads of quiet and peace. And you are a part of this fabric, perfectly and seamlessly woven into the great, silent whole. This is the final and most comforting truth of your journey. You are not separate. You have never been separate, and you will never be separate. You are an essential and beloved part of a universe that is a single, beautiful, and interconnected work of art. As you rest in this awareness, feel the different threads that make up your own being, and how they are woven into this great tapestry. First, feel the thread of your own physical body. It is a soft, warm, and heavy thread of pure sensation, now completely and utterly at rest. Feel how it is woven into the threads of your bed, your room, and the deep, silent earth below. It is a thread of pure, grounded peace, its roots connected to the very heart of the world. Now, become aware of the thread of your own mind. It is a thin, silver, and almost silent line now. The busy, bright colors of the day's thoughts have faded, leaving only this one simple and quiet thread of pure, peaceful awareness. Feel how it is woven into the great, dark silence of the night sky, connected to the faint, distant light of the stars, and the vast, peaceful emptiness between them. The quiet in your mind is the quiet of the cosmos itself. And feel the gentle, rhythmic thread of your own breath, a soft, pulsing line, weaving in and out, with a slow and easy grace. It is the thread that connects your inner world to the outer, the steady, rhythmic shuttle that stitches you into the living fabric of the universe. The entire universe is this great tapestry, the story of the Ice Age, with its silent glaciers and its magnificent wandering beasts, is just one intricate and beautiful section of this vast design. And you, resting here now, are feeling your own small, perfect, and absolutely necessary place within this infinite and beautiful work of art. There is no need to hold on. The great tapestry holds you. There is no need to strive. You are already a perfect and essential part of the design. You can let go completely and trust the pattern. Relax into this feeling of profound and unconditional belonging. You are woven into a great and lasting piece, held safely and securely in the beautiful, intricate, and living fabric of the universe. Rest now in this perfect connection. Sleep now in this perfect peace. The great, silent tapestry of the universe, with all its intricate threads, now gently fades from your awareness. The vast, cosmic patterns resolve themselves into a single, simple, and perfect image. You find yourself in a place of deep, quiet darkness, and in the very center of this peaceful dark, there is a single, warm, and sleeping seed of pure golden light. This is the essence of you. It is the original spark of your own consciousness, the silent, knowing presence that has been here from the very beginning. As you rest in this profound and final peace, you can allow your entire awareness to become this one small and perfect point of light. This seed is not a beginning, and it is not an end. It simply is. It is a state of pure and peaceful potential. Within its tiny, luminous form, it holds the entire memory of the universe. It holds the light of the ancient stars from which it was born. It holds the patient, geological memory of the deep, silent earth. It holds the story of the great, resilient journey of life, from the first cell in a warm sea to the complex and beautiful miracle of your own being. And it holds the quiet, sleeping potential of all the dawns that are yet to come. It is whole, it is complete, and it is perfectly and utterly safe. Feel your own resting body as the deep, dark, and nourishing soil that holds this precious seed. Your body is the sacred earth, the warm and gentle ground in which your own light is resting. It is the perfect, safe, and loving medium, providing everything the seed needs for its time of profound and healing rest. Feel the warmth of your own physical being as the warmth of this living soil. Feel the deep, quiet stillness of your own bones as the stillness of the ancient rock. Feel the gentle, rhythmic flow of your breath and your blood as the slow, life-giving water that nourishes this sacred ground. Your body is the perfect sanctuary for your own inner light. This seed of your consciousness is sleeping now, but it is not empty. It is dreaming. It is dreaming the long, slow, and beautiful dream of the universe.
It is dreaming of the silent, graceful dance of galaxies in the endless night. It is dreaming of the slow, patient formation of our own solar system, of the cooling of the earth, of the first rains falling upon the new stone. It is dreaming of the great frozen landscapes of the Ice Age, of the resilient life that flourished in the cold, of the mammoths and the great forests. And it is dreaming of you, of the long and beautiful story of your own life. Sleep, for you, is not an absence. It is a time for this deep, creative dreaming, a time for your own essential self to gather the quiet, peaceful, and restorative energy it will need to grow and to shine when the morning light returns. There is nothing you need to do. The seed knows how to rest. It is held in a perfect peace, nourished by the deep, silent earth of your own being. It is dreaming the quiet, beautiful, and healing dream of the universe. Let the seed sleep. Let the light rest. Surrender to the deep, creative, and healing power of your own essential nature.
The small, silent seed of your own being, resting in the deep and peaceful earth of your own body, now begins a new and final journey. A gentle, underground spring of pure, quiet energy begins to well up from beneath it, lifting it and carrying it on a slow, dark, and peaceful current. You are not striving. You are not moving of your own will. You are simply being carried, effortlessly and safely, on the silent river of the night, the current that flows from the world of waking into the deep, healing lands of sleep. At first, this river is subterranean, flowing through the vast, quiet caverns of the Earth's deep memory. The walls of the cavern around you are lined with faintly glowing crystals, each one holding a silent record of 1,000 years of slow, patient geological time. The only sound is the gentle, almost imperceptible murmur of the water as it glides over smooth, ancient stones. You are floating through the very heart of the planet's long, slow dream, a place of profound and unshakable peace. This is the river that was born from the melting of the great, ancient glaciers, a river that remembers the deep cold and the immense, patient silence of that frozen world. The river carries you onward, deeper and deeper into the quiet. The last faint images from the cave of your own memory fade away, and you are left with only the simple, gentle sensation of floating in a warm and peaceful darkness. The murmur of the water is a soft, constant lullaby, a sound that reassures you that you are safe, that you are held, and that all is well. As you drift, you begin to see a soft, silver light ahead. The river is flowing out of the deep earth and into the gentle, quiet landscape of the sleeping world. You emerge into a calm and beautiful night under a vast, clear sky full of stars. The river is wide and slow here, its surface a perfect dark mirror, reflecting the silent, steady light of the cosmos. On the banks, the ancient forests are asleep, their dark shapes standing as silent, patient guardians. The air is cool, clean, and still. You are floating through a world that is completely and utterly at peace. This river teaches a final, gentle lesson. It does not struggle. It does not hurry. It does not try to force its own path. It simply follows the gentle, downward pull of the earth, the path of least resistance, trusting that this path will lead it exactly where it needs to go, to the great, peaceful sea. You can now embody this wisdom in your own being. You can release all effort, all resistance, all need to control. You can surrender completely to the gentle, inevitable, and loving flow of this current,
knowing it is carrying you to a place of the most profound and healing rest. If any last thoughts arise, let them be like the faint, distant stars reflected on the water. You do not need to reach for them, you do not need to understand them. You can simply watch them as the river carries you gently past. The journey is now nearing its end. You can feel the air changing, the faint, clean scent of salt, the vast open space ahead. The river is widening, slowing, and the distinction between its own gentle current and the great, deep water of the sea begins to blur. You are returning to the source, the great ocean of being from which all life first emerged. This is not an ending, but a homecoming. Your own small, individual stream of awareness is now gently and peacefully merging with the vast, silent, and loving whole. The last sense of being a separate self dissolves, like a drop of rain returning to the sea. You are no longer the river, but the great, silent, and peaceful ocean. The journey is complete. You have arrived. Here, in this vast and loving stillness, there is only peace. Let the last gentle current carry you into the deepest, most dreamless sleep. Rest now.
From the deep, silent, and gentle, floating story, from the deep, silent, and boundless ocean of your own being, your awareness, now weightless and free, begins to rise. It is not an effort, but a gentle, natural floating, a quiet ascent from the heart of the world into the vast, open, and star-filled sky. You drift up, effortlessly, feeling lighter and lighter with each passing moment. You pass through the soft, ethereal clouds, like veils of woven moonlight, feeling their cool, gentle mist around you as you ascend. Higher and higher you rise, into the thin, clear, and silent layers of the upper atmosphere. Looking down, you can see the gentle curve of the earth below, a single, beautiful, breathing whole, its continents dark and still, its cities glowing like faint, golden webs, and the vast oceans reflecting the patient light of the stars. The world is a single, peaceful entity, and from this serene distance, you can feel its slow, steady, and harmonious rhythm. Your own small, personal worries and concerns fade into utter insignificance in the face of this immense and silent beauty. You are leaving the world of thought and entering the world of pure, boundless being. You continue to drift upward, beyond the last thin wisps of the atmosphere, and you enter a space of the most profound silence you have ever known. This is not an empty void, cold and indifferent. This is the great cathedral of night, a sacred space, vast beyond all measure, and filled with a deep, resonant peace. The dome of this cathedral is the endless, perfect black of space itself, and it is lit by a billion distant candles. These are the stars, and their ancient, gentle light has traveled for eons to be here with you now. Feel their light not as something you see with your eyes, but a soft, peaceful energy that fills the entire space. A silent, holy presence that has watched over everything that has ever been. The great stained glass windows of this cathedral are the nebulae, the vast swirling clouds of dust and gas where new stars are being born. You can see their impossible colors, the deep reds, the luminous blues, the ethereal violets, glowing softly in the distant darkness. They are works of art on a scale that defies all comprehension, painted with light and gravity over millions of years. This is a place of absolute safety, of profound and unshakable peace. Here, in the heart of this silent cosmic cathedral, there is no time, no hurry, no need to be anywhere or do anything. There is only this deep, eternal, and peaceful presence. And in the silence,
you begin to perceive the music of this place. It is not a music of sound, but a music of motion, a silent symphony of perfect, graceful orbits. You can feel the slow, majestic turning of the earth below you, a deep and steady bass note in the cosmic choir. You can feel the silent, perfect arc of the moon as it dances with its planet, a silver melody in the darkness. You can feel the slow, sweeping journeys of the other planets in your solar system, each following its own ancient, sacred path around the sun. And beyond that, you can feel the immense, slow, spiraling waltz of the entire galaxy. A billion stars all turning together in a single, vast, and harmonious gesture. You are a part of this music. Your own quiet, aware presence is a single, perfect note in this infinite symphony. You are not separate from it. You are a part of its beauty. You are woven into its grand and silent design. And now you can let go completely. Allow your own small point of awareness to soften at the edges, to dissolve, to become one with the vast starlit peace of this cathedral. You are no longer an observer. You are the space itself. You are the quiet, dark, and peaceful emptiness that holds all the stars. You are the ancient, gentle light that travels between them. You are made of this starlight. You are made of this silence. You are made of this peace. There is nothing left of the small, worried self. There is only this vast, calm, and eternal being. You are the consciousness of the universe, resting peacefully within itself. Rest here. Be this peace. Let this silent, cosmic harmony be your final lullaby.
The vast, silent, and star-filled cathedral of the night now gently fades, not into something smaller, but into something even more profound. The journey through space and time is complete. All the stories have been told. All the landscapes have been explored. And now your awareness comes to rest in the final and most peaceful place of all, the still point at the very heart of your own being. This is not a place you have to travel to, for you are already here. It is the deep, silent center that has been waiting for you all along. The great mammoths of the Ice Age have returned to the deep, silent earth of memory. The ancient frozen glaciers have melted into a sea of perfect peace. The quiet, hidden cave with its gentle fire is now filled with a deep and restful silence. The gentle river has reached the ocean. The great woven tapestry of the universe has resolved into a single, perfect stillness. All the journeys are over. All the stories are finished. All that remains is this one, simple and perfect moment of pure, peaceful being. Feel this stillness now in your own physical body. A profound and heavy peace, a complete and total release of all effort. Feel the absolute stillness in your feet and your legs. They are as heavy and as still as the ancient stones at the bottom of a deep and silent lake. Feel this perfect stillness in your hands and your arms, now completely at rest, holding nothing, doing nothing. The only movement is the slow, deep, and automatic rhythm of your own breath, a gentle, quiet wave in a vast and silent ocean. Your heart beats with a slow, steady, and quiet rhythm, a deep and gentle drum that is a song of pure and simple peace. Your body is a landscape that is now completely and utterly at rest, a sleeping continent under a silent, moonless sky. And feel this stillness in your own quiet mind. The last, faint, and fleeting images of dreams have not yet begun,
and the last fading echoes of the day's thoughts are long, long gone. You are now resting in the perfect, clear, and silent space between thoughts, the space of pure, untroubled awareness. It is a stillness that has no beginning and no end. It is the natural peace of your own mind, finally and completely at rest. There is nothing you need to know, nothing you need to remember, nothing you need to solve. You can let it all go. There is nothing left now, nothing to do, nothing to be, nothing to know. Only this deep, profound, and healing stillness. Surrender to it completely. It is the peace of the universe. It is your own peace. Let it be the final, gentle wave that carries you away from the shores of this world and into the deep, restorative ocean of sleep. Let go, surrender, rest.
In the heart of the great, silent stillness, where all journeys have ended and all thoughts have dissolved, a new perception can arise. It is not a sound that is heard with the ears, but a feeling, a deep and gentle vibration that underlies everything. It is the silent music of the universe, the fundamental hum of existence itself. And as you rest in this perfect quiet, you can begin to feel its presence within and all around you. Begin by feeling this subtle music in your own resting body. Feel the faint electrical hum of your own nervous system, now quiet and at peace. Feel the quiet, energetic dance of your cells, each one a tiny living instrument, performing its part in the great silent symphony of you. Your body is not a solid, static object. It is a living, vibrating field of energy, a complex and beautiful chord in the great song of life, a harmony of bone and blood, of breath and stillness. Now allow your awareness of this gentle vibration to expand, to feel the silent music of the earth itself. Feel the deep, resonant bass note of the planet's own electromagnetic field, the steady and ancient rhythm that encircles the entire world. Feel the slow, powerful vibration of the shifting tectonic plates, the deep geology of the world breathing in a timescale too vast to comprehend. Feel the soft, gentle rustle of the wind in the sleeping trees, and the rhythmic, tidal pulse of the great oceans. The world is not silent. It is filled with a deep, slow music that you can only hear when you yourself are completely and utterly still. And you can feel this music expanding even further, out into the great, silent cathedral of the cosmos. The slow, perfect orbits of the moon and the planets are a form of celestial harmony, a silent, gravitational dance that has been playing for billions of years. The light from the distant stars is not just a light, it is a vibration, a frequency, a single pure note that has traveled across the void for eons to be here with you now. The entire universe is a single, vast, and interconnected symphony of light and vibration, a great song of being. You are a single, perfect, and essential note in this great, silent song of the universe. Your only task now is to be your own true note, to rest in your own natural frequency, to resonate with the deep and profound peace that surrounds you and flows through you. Let this cosmic lullaby hold you. Let its perfect harmony be your own. Rest now in the silent, beautiful, and healing music of the night. To rest in the silent, beautiful, and healing music of the night is to remember your own truest note in the great song of the universe. And as you resonate with this deep and profound peace, you begin to feel a new and final sensation gently blooming in your awareness. It is not a thought, not a sound, not a vibration. It is the simple, quiet, and deeply comforting feeling of being home. For so long, the subjects of our story have searched for a home. They have built it in wood and stone. They have found it in the arms of family and community. And they have sought it in the abstract realms of faith and philosophy. But tonight, in this deep and final stillness, you can come to know a home that is vaster, more ancient, and more unshakable than any you have ever known. Begin by feeling the simple, physical home of your own body. It is the first and most intimate home you will ever have. It is a house made of stardust and ancient water, a living temple that has been your faithful companion on every step of your journey. Feel its quiet, living presence. The gentle, rhythmic rise and fall of your own breath is the soft, steady pulse of this home. The warmth in your hands and your feet is the gentle inner fire that keeps this home safe and alive. And the deep, quiet stillness in your bones is the solid, unshakable foundation of this sacred space. For all its imperfections, for all its aches and pains, this body is a miracle, a perfect and self-healing sanctuary for your own quiet spirit. As you rest here, send a quiet, gentle wave of gratitude to this home, this loyal and beautiful friend. Now let your sense of home gently expand. Feel yourself at home in the quiet room that surrounds you. This space, which has held you and protected you, is an extension of your own peace. Feel its quiet walls, its still air, its gentle darkness. It is your nest, your den, your safe and quiet cave. And from this personal space, let your feeling of home expand further, out into the great sleeping world. You are at home on this earth. This is not an alien world. It is your ancestral land. The very soil is made from the dust of your own ancestors, both human and pre-human. The great silent forests are your distant green relatives. The vast deep oceans are the ancient salty womb from which all life, including your own, first emerged. You are not a visitor here. You are a child of this world, and you belong here as surely and as completely as a tree belongs in the forest or a star belongs in the sky. And now you can allow your sense of home to expand to its final and most boundless dimension. You are at home in the universe. The great, silent, and star-filled cosmos is not a cold and frightening void. It is the grand, loving, and intelligent presence from which you were born. You are a thought in its infinite mind, a note in its silent song, a beloved and essential part of its great unfolding dream. There is no separation. There is no distance. You are made of the very same substance as the most distant galaxy. You are a part of a single, unified, and conscious whole. This is your truest and most eternal home, a home that you can never leave and that can never leave you. It is in the very air you breathe, in the very ground that supports you, and in the very silence that is now your entire being. Rest in this profound and simple knowing. You are home. You are safe. You are at peace. Let this feeling of perfect and unconditional belonging be your final gentle cradle. Let it dissolve every last trace of fear, every last echo of loneliness. You are held in the heart of a great and loving peace. There is nowhere else you need to go. You have arrived. Sleep now in the perfect safety of your own true home. The feeling of being home in the universe is the final and most profound peace. And within this great peace, you can now learn the final, gentle art of the night, the art of letting go. It is not an act of effort, but a simple and graceful release, a quiet and willing surrender to the deep, restorative currents of sleep. As you rest here, in the perfect safety of your own true home, you can begin this gentle process of release, letting go of all the things, both seen and unseen, that you have been holding on to. Begin with the simplest things. Let go of the day that has just passed. It is now a finished story, a closed chapter in the great book of your life. All its tasks are complete. All its conversations have been had. All its moments, both joyful and challenging, have taken their proper place in the library of your memory. You do not need to review it. You do not need to judge it. You can simply let it be. Imagine the entire day as a single, smooth, gray stone that you have been carrying in your hands. Now, you can gently open your hands and let this stone roll away, silently and without effort, into the great, quiet river of time, to be carried away into the mists of the past. Feel the lightness in your hands, in your mind, now that this weight is gone. Next, you can let go of the future. Let go of tomorrow with all its plans and expectations. Let go of next week, next month, next year. See the future not as a path you must forge, but as a soft and gentle fog, a place of quiet and peaceful mystery. You do not need to know what lies within it. You can trust that the same deep, creative intelligence that guided the universe from a single point of light to the vast, intricate cosmos, the same patient wisdom that guided life from a single cell to the miracle of your own conscious being, is the very same intelligence that is guiding the unfolding of your own story. Your future is held in a wise and loving embrace. You do not need to control it. Not now. You can simply release all your plans and worries into this gentle, quiet mist and trust that all will be well. And now, you can let go of the even deeper things you may be holding. Let go of the even deeper things you may be holding. Let go of any old sorrows, any lingering regrets. See them as ancient, heavy stones at the bottom of your own deep, quiet heart. Tonight, you can allow a gentle, healing spring to well up from beneath them, lifting them and allowing them to be washed away in the slow, cleansing current of forgiveness. You can let go of any fears, any anxieties about the world. You are held in a peace that is deeper and more ancient than any of the world's troubles. You are resting in the great, silent, and unshakable heart of the universe itself. Finally, you can let go of the very last and most subtle thing of all, the feeling of being a separate self. The story of you, with all its hopes and memories, is a beautiful and precious story. But tonight, you can let that story come to a peaceful and temporary end. Allow the boundaries of your own being to soften, to dissolve, into the vast, silent, and loving presence that surrounds you and flows through you. You are not just a single small wave on the great ocean of life. You are the ocean. You are the deep, quiet, and peaceful water. You are the silent, starlit sky. You are the ancient, sleeping earth. You are a part of the great, conscious, and loving whole. Let go into this great, unified peace. Surrender completely. There is nothing left to hold. There is only rest. Having surrendered completely to the great, quiet flow of the universe, you are no longer a separate being, but a part of the whole. And in this unified state, you can now experience a new and profound freedom, the freedom of weightlessness. As you rest here at the very edge of the deepest sleep, feel the last lingering sense of your own physical weight begin to gently dissolve. Imagine the force of gravity, that ancient and constant companion,
is now releasing its hold, allowing your awareness, your very essence, to float, untethered and free, in a vast and peaceful space. This is not the feeling of floating in water, but something far lighter, far more effortless. It is the feeling of being a single, sun-warmed mote of dust, drifting in a still and silent room. It is the feeling of being a single autumn leaf, released from its branch, now carried on a soft and gentle breeze. There is no resistance, no effort. You are simply floating, held in a perfect and buoyant peace. Feel this sense of lightness begin in your feet and your hands. They are no longer heavy with the memory of the day's work. They are as light as air, as light as thought. Let this feeling of effortless floating drift up into your arms and your legs, which now feel completely weightless, as if they could float right up to the ceiling. This gentle, rising lightness now fills your entire body. Your back, your stomach, your chest, all are now free from the familiar pull of the earth. You are a cloud, drifting in a calm twilight sky. You are a single silent feather, turning slowly in a column of warm, rising air. There is no up and no down. There is only this gentle, peaceful, and boundless space. Your head, which so often feels heavy with the weight of thoughts and worries, is now as light as a balloon, floating with a joyful and easy grace. The last faint pressures of the world have been released. You are free. This is the state of being that our Ice Age ancestors might have dreamed of as they looked up at the great migrating birds, the masters of the wind and the sky. It is the freedom from the heavy, earthbound struggle of survival. It is the freedom of the spirit, the quiet and joyful liberation of the soul. In your sleep tonight, you can inhabit this freedom completely. You can let go of the very idea of a body, of a weight, of a form, and simply become this light, floating, peaceful awareness. There are no boundaries here. There are no walls. There is only an infinite and open space of the most profound and gentle peace. You can drift here for as long as you wish, held in a perfect and effortless stillness. This is the freedom that comes when all striving has ended, when all journeys are complete, and when you have finally and completely let go. The world can wait. The stories are over. You are now a part of the great, silent, and weightless peace of the night. Rest in this freedom. Float in this quiet. Let this gentle, effortless lightness be your final and most peaceful cradle. Sleep now.
The gentle, weightless floating now begins to slow. The soft, easy current that has been carrying you comes to a perfect and peaceful rest. You have arrived at the final destination of your journey tonight. It is not a place, but a state of being. It is the still point at the very heart of the universe. It is the deep, profound, and healing silence that exists before all stories, before all worlds, before all thoughts. It is the quiet from which everything is born, and the peace to which everything returns. This is the stillness of the cosmos itself, the great silent pause between the out-breath and the in-breath of the universe. It is the quiet at the very center of a spinning galaxy. It is the deep, unshakable peace of the ancient, sleeping earth. As you rest here, you can feel this profound stillness within your own being. Your body is no longer floating. It is simply still. Every muscle, every fiber, every cell is at a state of the most perfect and complete rest. Your mind is no longer drifting.
It is simply still. The last faint echoes of the day's thoughts have faded, leaving behind only a vast, clear, and silent awareness. The great, ancient glaciers of our story have settled into a final, silent peace. The mammoths are asleep in the deep, quiet earth. The first human fires have dwindled to soft, glowing embers. All of creation is at rest, and you are resting with it. You are a part of this great, universal stillness. There is no journey left to take. There is no story left to tell. There is nothing to do, nothing to be, nothing to know. There is only this deep, profound, and healing stillness. Let this quiet be your final sanctuary. Let this peace be your final comfort. Surrender to it completely. It is the peace of the universe, and it is your own true and essential peace. Let this deep, healing quiet be the final, gentle wave that carries you away from the shores of this world and into the restorative ocean of sleep. You have arrived. Rest now.
And so, our long journey through the frozen past comes to its quiet end. The great glaciers have retreated into the pages of history. The thunder of the mammoths has faded into silence, and the world has been reborn in warmth and green. We have walked the vast, wind-swept plains. We have taken shelter in the quiet safety of firelit caves, and we have witnessed the slow, patient, and powerful rhythms of a world in deep transformation. The story of the Ice Age is not just a story of a distant alien world. It is the story of our own deep ancestral strength. The same resilience that allowed our ancestors to survive the long winter is written into your very bones. The same quiet, creative spark that led them to paint their dreams on dark cave walls is the same spark that now guides you into your own world of dreams, a world of healing and restoration. Rest now in this ancient strength. Know that you are a part of a story that is older than memory, and that you carry within you the quiet, unshakable peace of a world that has endured the longest of winters and has always, always found its way back to the light. The story is complete. The journey is home. All is well. Sleep now.